But what if every night your cat curls up beside you isn't just comfort, but a message? A message so deep, so instinctive, that most cat owners completely miss it. Because when your male cat chooses your bed, your chest, even your face, he's not just sleeping, he's making a decision that, in the wild, could cost him his life. And if you misunderstand this one behavior, you might be missing the most powerful signal your cat will ever send you. Most people think it's simple. Your cat sleeps with you because you're warm. That's the easy explanation, the comfortable one. But that's not what's really happening, because cats have endless options for warmth, sunlit windows, soft blankets, hidden corners. Yet out of all those places, he chooses you. And that choice is where the real story begins. Number 1. It's not about comfort, it's about surrender. Sleep is the most dangerous state for any animal. In the wild, it's when predators strike, when defenses drop, when survival hangs by a thread. And yet, your cat walks past every safe hiding spot in your home and climbs into bed with you, a creature 15 times his size. That's not instinct. That's a decision. A calculated risk. When he sleeps near your chest, or your face, it's something even deeper. It's what behaviorists call complete vulnerability. He's placing himself in the most exposed position possible, because somewhere in his mind, you are safer than any hiding place. But here's the part most people miss. If that trust ever breaks, it's incredibly hard to rebuild, and we'll come back to why that matters later. Number 2, he's blending your identity with his. Have you ever noticed how your cat presses his face into you before settling down? Or how he rubs against you, then immediately curls up to sleep? That's not random affection, that's chemistry. Cats navigate their world through scent. Their cheeks, their forehead, even the base of their tail are filled with scent glands. When your cat sleeps pressed against you, he's doing something ancient. He's mixing your scent with his, creating what's called a communal signature. In the wild, this scent marks who belongs and who doesn't. It defines family, safety, territory. So when your cat sleeps beside you night after night, he's not just getting comfortable, he's rewriting his world to include you. You're no longer separate. You're part of his inner circle. And if you've ever wondered why he sniffs you intensely after you've been out, it's because something changed. You smell different. The bond needs to be restored. And that nighttime closeness is how he fixes it. If this is starting to make sense, if you're seeing your cat a little differently now, hit like and subscribe, because what we're uncovering here, most owners never realize in a lifetime. Number 3, he thinks he's protecting you. Sounds strange, right? A small domestic cat, acting like a bodyguard. But here's where it gets interesting. Your cat doesn't see himself as small. He sees himself as a predator. And predators always assess threats. Watch where your cat sleeps. If he positions himself facing the door, he's watching the entry point. If he stays near your head, he's guarding your most vulnerable area. And if he turns his back to you, that's not disrespect. That's trust. In the animal world, turning your back means I don't need to watch you. It's one of the highest compliments he can give. But there's something deeper here. Even while he's resting, part of his brain stays alert. Listening. Monitoring. Ready. Not because he has to, but because he's chosen a role. Protector. And every single night, he shows up for it. Number 4, he's rewriting his instincts, just for you. By nature, cats are not built to sleep through the night. They're most active at dawn and dusk. It's when their ancestors hunted. It's when their bodies feel most alive. So technically, your schedules shouldn't match at all. But bonded cats do something remarkable. They adapt. Studies have shown that cats living closely with humans gradually shift their internal clocks. They stay awake longer during the day, they sleep more deeply at night. Not because it's natural, but because it aligns with you. Think about that. Thousands of years of evolution, quietly overridden, just to spend more time in your presence. That's not habit, that's preference. And it raises a question most people never ask. What else is your cat changing, just to stay close to you? Number 5. He sees you as family, not owner. Cats don't have a separate category for humans. To them, you're just a very large, slightly strange cat. And in their world, sleeping together is reserved for the closest bonds. It's something mothers do with kittens. something siblings do in a colony. It's called social sleeping, and it's a behavior built on trust, warmth, and protection. So when your cat curls up beside you, he's not just choosing a place, he's choosing a relationship. And if he starts grooming you, your hair, your skin, that's something even deeper. It's called allo grooming. A ritual reserved only for those he considers his own, his family, his safe place. But here's what makes this even more fascinating. Sometimes, it's not just about bonding. Sometimes, he's watching you for a completely different reason. And once you see it, you won't look at those quiet nighttime moments the same way again. Number 6. He's watching you, even when you think he's asleep. It sounds unsettling at first, the idea that your cat might be quietly observing you in the dark. But this isn't something to fear, it's something far more intimate. Cats are incredibly sensitive to subtle changes in their environment, especially when it comes to the beings they're bonded to. And while you sleep, your body tells a story. Your breathing shifts, your heart rate rises and falls, your scent changes depending on stress levels, emotions, even dreams. Your cat picks up on all of it. Sometimes you might wake up and catch him staring at you, pupils slightly dilated, completely still. That's not random, that's focused attention. In predator terms, it looks like hunting behavior, but here, it's something else. It's what researchers describe as monitoring presence. He's making sure you're okay. You might even feel a soft paw on your face or your chest, almost like a gentle tap. That's a check, a confirmation. You're breathing, you're safe, everything is normal. And if something feels off, even slightly, he stays closer, more alert, more present. But here's where it becomes even more fascinating. Not all stares are the same. And the way your cat looks at you, especially at night, can reveal exactly what he's feeling. Number 7. Every stare is a message, and you've been reading it wrong. Let's start with the slow blink. If your cat looks at you and slowly closes his eyes, then opens them again, that's not sleepiness. That's communication. In the cat world, direct staring can be a threat. So when your cat softens his gaze and blinks slowly, he's saying something very specific. I trust you enough to break eye contact. It's often called a cat kiss, and if you return it, slowly blinking back, you're speaking his language. Now contrast that with unbroken staring, eyes wide, focused, almost intense. Most people assume this means affection, but it's more complex. This is attention at its highest level. Curiosity, analysis, sometimes even mild tension. He's trying to understand you, your movements, your state. Then there are dilated pupils. Large, dark, almost consuming the eye. This can mean excitement, heightened emotion, or even playful hunting energy. It's the same look he'd have watching prey, but when it's directed at you, it's usually mixed with fascination. You are, in a way, his most interesting subject. Then comes the half-closed stare. This one is easy to miss. Eyes partially shut, body relaxed, gaze soft. This is pure calm. No threat, no tension, just presence. It's one of the clearest signs your cat feels completely at ease around you. And finally, the night stare. The one that catches you off guard. You wake up and he's just there, sitting, watching, silent. It feels eerie, almost unnatural, but it's actually instinct. Cats are naturally more alert at night. Their senses sharpen. Their awareness increases. So while you're in your deepest sleep, he's in a lighter state, observing, listening, existing between rest and readiness. And in those quiet moments, you become part of his watch. Not as prey, not as a threat, but as something he's chosen to stay connected to, even in darkness. Here's where it all comes together. Every position, every movement, every glance, it's all part of a language your cat has been using from the very beginning. A language built on instinct, survival, and emotion. And the more you notice it, the more you realize he's been communicating with you all along. But now, there's something you need to understand. Something most cat owners only realize too late. What happens when it stops? If your cat has been sleeping beside you for months, or even years, and suddenly he doesn't, don't ignore it. Cats are creatures of pattern, of ritual. They don't break habits like this without a reason. Sometimes it's physical. pain, discomfort, illness. In the wild, a vulnerable cat isolates itself to avoid appearing weak. That instinct never fully disappears. So if your cat suddenly chooses distance, it could be his way of protecting himself. Other times, it's environmental. A new smell, a new person, even a small change in routine can shift how safe a space feels to him. What seems insignificant to you can feel overwhelming to him. And sometimes it's emotional. Yes, cats remember experiences. If something startled him at night, a loud noise, a moment of stress, he might associate your bed with that feeling and quietly pull away. Not out of rejection, but self-preservation. And this is why understanding these signals matters so much, because when your cat chose to sleep with you, it was never random, it was never small. It was a decision rooted in trust, connection, and instinct. So if that decision changes, it's not something to brush off, it's something to listen to. Because in the end, your cat doesn't speak your language, he doesn't explain how he feels, he doesn't tell you when something's wrong, he shows you, in where he sleeps, how he looks at you, how close he chooses to be. And once you start seeing those signs, really seeing them, you realize something powerful. You were never just a place to sleep. You were safety. You were family. And to him, that means everything.